A very good morning to you. I'm glad to be back here to join in this very exciting Laos Digital Week, an inaugural one for that matter. And on behalf of my colleagues from Japan and Singapore, we are so glad to be part of this important event. For the next 45 minutes, I would like to discuss and share with you the latest development towards digital transformation, moving to Industry 4.0 and beyond to Society 5.0, and how Laos can leapfrog many economies with such advances in technology that we have today. Let me check. Okay. So just a quick introduction of NEC, our company. We have been around since 1899. So as you can imagine, NEC has gone through many transformations ourselves. And we have about revenue about $24.3 billion US dollars last year. And our leadership capability is in biometrics, artificial intelligence, and advanced networks such as 5G. So we are a global company. Our HQ is in Japan, our regional headquarters is in Singapore, and we are very excited about investing and working with you on the digital transformation in Laos. As I mentioned, biometrics is very important as you go into digital transformation, and you can experience some of this latest technology later when you visit the NEC booth of how it actually works in real life. AI, artificial intelligence, is also incredibly important, and NEC is delighted to be strong in that area as well. And for 5G, we've gone beyond 5G. We are supporting Open RAN, which is an amazing network to support multiple vendor technologies altogether. So if you look at a nutshell, we are into space technology with space satellites. We're into undersea cable. We lay the longest cable from Singapore to San Francisco. And last but not least, we are also strong in the Open RAN 5G network technology. Now, biometrics is very interesting. It is not just facial recognition, which many of you are very familiar with. Iris recognition, fingerprint and palm print, finger vein recognition, voice recognition, and last but not least, my favorite, ear acoustic authentication. Meaning by wearing a earpiece, without you speaking, I can know who you are, because we transmit an inaudible signal to your ear, and through the reflection of your eardrum, we know who you are before you even speak. So that works even if you have earwax in your ear. So it works just fine. So in terms of our investment in biometrics, it's been way back, since 1970. So can you imagine the advances that are needed? So right now what is happening to biometrics is because of deep learning, whereby artificial intelligence make the biometrics even more accurate than before. Now we come back to the main forum subject, which is Industry 4.0. And I'm delighted that this is the same conference center that hosted the ASEAN Summit a few years ago, right? And ASEAN Summit is going to return to Laos very soon. So in the ASEAN Smart City Network, which Laos is part of, you'll notice that it is driven by Industry 4.0. If you can read and download this report, if you have your handphone ready, feel free to capture the QR code. The ASEAN strategy on Industry 4.0 will be downloaded directly into your handphone. And it encompasses many important strategic development. Firstly, for government. So here you have digital government being one of your core thrusts, and digital government is the foundation for your businesses and for your societies to take advantage of this Industry 4.0 revolution. Okay, so let's watch this short video from ASEAN Secretariat on what is this fourth industrial revolution and how it can be beneficial to Laos.
We have come to a point where communities are no longer just physical. The world is rapidly moving into the digital space, in a phenomenon that is also called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. By and large, the opportunities deriving from the Fourth Industrial Revolution in ASEAN are limitless, as its technologies allow people to stay connected, help the region's economy to recover, grow, and become more competitive, and improve and empower ASEAN citizens' livelihood and lives. To stay ahead, ASEAN brings forward its consolidated strategy, which embraces a unified and cross-pillar approach to the Fourth Industrial Revolution. In the area of technological governance and cybersecurity, we envision a digital ASEAN that is open, secure, transparent, and connected, while respecting privacy and ethics in line with international practices. In the area of digital economy, what we are after is a digital ASEAN that harnesses technologies to build a resilient, inclusive, integrated, and globally competitive economy. Finally, in the area of digital transformation of society, what is envisioned is a digital ASEAN that embraces innovation in transforming society, contributing to social progress and sustainable development. Today, in ASEAN, we are proud to say that we are moving towards a digital community and are ready to make the most of what the Fourth Industrial Revolution has to offer.
So it's extremely exciting that Laos, being part of ASEAN, is not doing Industry 4.0 on your own. We are doing in a connected fashion with the ASEAN countries in Vietnam, in Singapore, and Japan has a strategic collaboration with ASEAN as well, which I'll share with you in a minute. So what is Industry 4.0? First of all, it's 4 because there's 1, right? Industry 1.0 started in 1784 when the railway station was invented and it connected many cities. Of course, now with the wonderful high-speed train from Laos to China, things have gone beyond that, right? So that is Industry 1.0. Industry 2.0 is whereby we have factories. Factories, manufacturing, cars, manufacturing, many things that we need, and that is called Industry 2.0 and started in 1870, about 100 years later. Industry 3.0 started in 1969, is whereby we have automation and of course computers. But at that time, the computers are very big. In fact, a mainframe computers can take up this entire room, right? But now you have your computer on your mobile phone. So what is Industry 4.0? Well, first and foremost, it is about connectivity. 5G, bringing even faster speed, resulting in the Internet of Things. And the AI, artificial intelligence now, is different from the AI in 1970 because this AI, like you and me, can learn through deep learning. That's what makes it very exciting. And because of that, there is a convergence of the cyber and physical space. Many of you, for example, are using your mobile phone. And as I show you the QR code, we are having this physical event. You click on the QR code, immediately the electronic document download into your mobile phone. So there's a convergence of the cyber and physical space. That is Industry 4.0. So why are we today? Why is it so exciting? I was sitting together last month with lunch with some of your telco players, and they're all very happy. And the reason is, telco is part of the key driver of Industry 4.0, because in 1990, you and I have the web, right? That is Web 1.0. Then came Web 2.0. What is that? Your social media. For the older generation like me and others, it's Facebook, right? For the younger generation, it's TikTok. So that's Web 2.0, starting in 2004. But now we are into Web 3.0. Why? So in Web 1.0 is what information you can get. In Web 2.0, because it's social, who are you connected with? In Web 3.0, it's not what and who. It is wow. Why? Because who you are connected with may not be a person. The person on the other side could be artificial intelligence, right? Answering your questions, determining what you should purchase next on your online shopping. So that's Web 3.0. And hence, Industry 4.0 is riding on Web 3.0 to take off. Now, you can download this article. I was a bit crazy, right? So I say that when we Industry 4.0, you go into the fifth dimension. You and I live in the three-dimensional space, and including time, which is our fourth dimension, we exist. But with the cyberspace and with Industry 4.0, we enter into the fifth dimension. That means many of you, although you're sitting here, very nice of you to listen to me, you're online checking other things, right? What can you do for lunch? Where do you go to have your lunch? So you're at some other location, not physically here. Your mind can be somewhere else. And that is the fifth dimension that we are talking about. Now, since I have colleagues from Japan and NEC headquarters in Japan, I'm going to share with you how my Japanese colleagues are taking Industry 4.0 beyond it, towards us, you and me. Industry 4.0 ultimately is to empower society, which is your digital society, for Society 5.0. So this is Japan's vision. Let's listen to this.
The fourth industrial revolution will enable us to create a new society. Society 5.0, a technology-based, human-centered society. With autonomous driving, we will be freed from the stress of driving and have access to safe and comfortable mobility. New medical and communication technology will allow patients to receive cutting-edge medical services at low cost, anywhere, anytime. A variety of advanced technology will enhance human ability and expand our infinite possibilities, helping us enjoy more fulfilling lives. Towards Society 5.0, Japan will keep moving forward.
So I'm so delighted that on this side is digital government, and on the other side is digital society. Because the reason why Industry 4.0 is important is because it will help our society, digital society. And that is why even for our colleagues from Japan, they view Industry 4.0 as empowering and human-centered society that is driven by AI and data analytics. You can download this special report, okay? This is published by Asia Pacific, NEC, just recently, Society 5.0. Take the QR code and it's an entire research document we published on what does it take the road map towards Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0. So that beyond this 45-minute session, you have good content that you can dive into. So there are several pillars driving this Society 5.0, leveraging on your fourth industry revolution. The most important one is the red arrow, and that is the reason why we are here. In fact, we are looking forward to support the Laos government in various of your digital government and digital ID, digital identity strategies. And this is my second trip to Laos in less than 3 weeks, so I'm delighted to be here. And if you look at the core driver of this digital society is a digital government. And with that, it will support every other aspect to the top digital finance. But if you move downward, Laos being a strong agricultural economy, it will also support digital agriculture. Isn't that amazing? Think of your plantations, whereby drones can fly to your plantations to look at the humidity of the environment to determine the health of your crops. Those are the projects that we are doing today, NEC in Latin America, on digital agriculture, which will be of relevance to Laos as well. But today you are going to see how you can do banking with facial ID and so on and so forth, and travel as well, which I'll come to it right now. As we come to support Laos, me and my colleagues, we have been doing a lot of research, and we've been studying as well of what is happening in Laos. And this is your paper. This is published by the Laos government and the World Bank on positioning the Lao PDR for a digital future. And I must say it is a very in-depth report, and I learned a lot from it. So I came here to learn, and before I came here, I had to do my homework, and this is an excellent report. And it's amazing. So to empower a digital economy, first and foremost, you need to build a digital infrastructure, followed by a digital government and identification, digital financial services, digital business, and all of us to use it. And the core pillar to support everything that we just mentioned is your digital identity. And in the case of Laos, the national digital identity. Last month when I came here, various government officials asked me about our support to the Vietnamese government, and they say, oh, NEC, I heard from the report in the news that within 6 months you did 60 million national identity for Vietnam in 6 months. So for Laos, 7 million, it should be faster, right? And I say, yeah, and credit to the Vietnamese government. We ourselves, in fact, your minister asked me, do we expect Vietnam to be able to do it so quickly? We say we didn't, we were a bit concerned. It's a very aggressive timeline. And they managed to do 60 million within 6 months out of the 100 million population. And right now they've done more than 84 million. Isn't that amazing? And Laos, I'm sure, can do it even faster. So digital identity is core. Now, why is Laos so exciting? Well, first and foremost, even when I come to this conference, I met a lot of young people. Now, young people are very important because with any revolution, and the Industry 4.0 revolution, it is the young people who will just do it. They won't even call it revolution. They'll call it, it's my life, right? It's just it. And look at the digital economy of Laos. The internet penetration, the use of social media, and of course, your mobile phone penetration is extremely high. And in fact, your telco players explained to me why is it so high. They say, many of us here have many SIM cards. Maybe 2 SIM cards or 3 SIM cards, right? So that is driving the digital revolution in Laos. And more importantly, all your enterprises are also being able to take advantage of micro businesses right now. That means, can you go online as a businessman totally on a digital arena? And the answer is yes, you can. Now, this is another very interesting view of it from World Bank, whereby beyond the physical infrastructure, there are other things needed. Connectivity, of course, we mentioned. Digital government, we mentioned. Digital payments, which you're going to see later on. E-commerce and entrepreneurship, but very importantly, not to understate that, is digital skills. In fact, one of the excitement when I come to Laos and Vietnam, and even more so in Vietnam in our recent trip, many of the young people are totally digitally well skilled. In fact, we outsource many of our development work to Vietnam as well. And I'm sure Laos, similar to Vietnam, will have a lot of young people who is going to be able to take advantage of acquiring all these new digital skills. Let me now zoom in on the subject of digital identity, which is a cornerstone to power your digital government, digital economy towards Industry 4.0. So digital identity is comprising of three major components. What you have, many of you come here with your identity card, identity pass, your handphone. That is what you have. Later during the launch, all the participants are supposed to wear the launch t-shirt. So I was thinking, other than the fact that it's a very good photo taking opportunity, I think it's also an identification that you're authorized to come to the VIP session, right? So it is what you have. Something else that we're very familiar with is what you know. Your password, your PIN for your bank, which is being used for the last 25 years. But these two are quite weak. What happens if you lost your pass? What happens if someone take my t-shirt and wear and come in? What happens if someone know my password or my PIN? Many people use passwords such as Open Sesame, right? Or password, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think many of you are afraid right now because you use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as a password, right? Or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as your password, right? So it's scary, right? So it's very easy to crack it. That is why the third component is the most important component, is who are you? Is your fingerprint, your iris, your face, your behavior, who you are. You can't run away. So that is called biometrics. And that is the latest development towards identifying yourself. Now, when you come to payment, then of course you can use digital identity to support authentication, to verify payment, so that whoever is getting the money is the right party. So this is the guideline from the financial institutions on how to use digital identity. You may be asking NEC and Walter, what has digital identity got to do with me? What has national digital identity got to do with me? Let me show you now the use case from India. 1.3 billion citizens and residents in India leapfrog the entire world, and they've done a national identity which is totally digital, using biometrics and how it benefits the society. So listen to this true case study from NEC India.
India is a nation of more than 1.3 billion people with differing language, culture, and lifestyle. In order to enable better access to government resources and services, it was essential to accurately identify each individual. In India, a vast biometric identification was introduced, and also the India National ID program was launched. We visited a husband and wife who work at a farm on the outskirts of the city, and we interviewed them about some of the difficulties they've faced in the past.
सरकार ने हमारे लिए बहुत कल्याण योजना बनाई है जो कभी हमें समझ नहीं आती और कभी मिल भी नहीं पाती है।
राशन मिलने में बहुत परेशानी होते थे और कभी लाइनों में लगने पड़ते थे और कभी तो मिल भी नहीं पाते थे।
We visited a young business owner and we asked him about the inconveniences he faced when he started his company.
Opening a bank account, taking out a loan, getting a cell phone, everything involved in starting a new business was such a hassle.
This ambitious national ID project was designed to provide a unique ID number to all residents. NEC, with its highly accurate multimodal biometric technology, was chosen as a solution provider to realize this project. Registrants go to national ID centers for face, iris, and fingerprint scanning. Now, more than 1 billion people have already registered. Social Security and other public services can now be received with ease. This couple live a happier, healthier, and more secure life.
जब से पहचान पत्र बना बैंक में खाता बनवाने के लिए मैं अपनी पहचान बता सकता हूँ। जिन कल्याण सब्सिडी के बारे में मुझे नहीं पता था वो भी अब मेरे खाते में आ रहा है और अब मोबाइल भी ले लिया है।
अभी सब अच्छा हो गया है, राशन भी अच्छे से मिल जाता है, लाइन में भी लगना नहीं पड़ता है और बस मुझे एक ही चिंता रह गया है मेरे बच्चे के भविष्य सही करना।
Business-related procedures go more quickly now. His new business is doing great.
When I started my business, I opened a bank account and thanks to my national ID, the process was quick and simple, so I could get started fast. It's easier to take out a loan, analyze and keep track of business transactions, and monitor my taxes too. India will continue to move forward, getting better all the time.
Ever since its implementation in 2010, the program has been successful in registering and enabling people to have better access to government assistance. NEC contributes to enabling a smarter society where people can lead lives of enrichment.
Orchestrating a brighter world, NEC.
Together with my colleagues in India, I conduct such workshops on the national identity and national digital identity in Malaysia, Vietnam, and elsewhere, and we hope soon in Laos. What is so important about the India project, think about India, 1.3 billion population, with cities as well as villages in the suburbs, and they leapfrog the entire world, not one biometrics, but facial, fingerprint, and iris, and they did it at one go. Amazing, unthinkable. And what's also important is scalable and privacy concerns are being addressed as well. Now, so as you look at the India case, of course, the killer application in India was digital society because the social benefits were distributed as a result of secure digital identification. That said, digital identity can support travel, which I'm going to share shortly, government, hospitality, and finance. So as you walk around this exhibition today, you're going to see all of that, right? You're going to see how digital transformation is taking place. And that is why digital identity is your core. Coming back to something more immediate down the term, can you use digital identity, for example, for access control to this conference? You can. To your government buildings, you can. Instead of showing your pass, show your face. Show me your face, and you can walk through your gates and your turnstile to enter your buildings, including this building. And perhaps when you host the ASEAN Summit soon, you should do that. And all your ASEAN delegates will be coming into this conference, just walking in and smiling and totally identified. So a special QR code now. For those of you who are saying, how do you do that? How do you take care of the database, the biometric database, privacy concerns? What are policies you must put in place? I was delighted to be engaged in an external advisory consultant on behalf of NEC to advise the Singapore government on the privacy laws required or policies on safeguarding your biometrics. So this QR code will lead you to where you can download this recently published guidance paper. And it includes every aspect. How do you get biometrics for face, fingerprint, palm, iris, as I mentioned earlier. Now, right at the bottom, those are also biometrics, which we seldom talk about. You go to the bank today, you sign your check, right? Actually, that's the oldest form of biometrics. And actually, the law recognized that. And you and I know it is not very accurate, right? And some of you use different signature because you are afraid that someone will steal your signature. And that has been recognized by the courts for many hundreds of years. But now with fingerprint, palm, iris, and face, it will become even more secure. And that white paper will share with you how do you protect acquisition of your biometrics, the digital algorithm of the template of biometrics, all the way to your matching. Okay, so please download that very important white paper from Singapore government. It will give you the full guidance on how that can be done. Now something fun. Can I use biometrics for something like going for your tour, right? Travel. So this is our partnership with the STAR Alliance, Global Alliance. So they roll out in Germany, they're going to roll out in Japan, Asia Pacific, and across the world, using your digital identification alone to board your plane. So watch this partnership story with STAR Alliance.
Star Alliance is the world's largest airline alliance, and they are working to streamline passengers from reservation to destination with reduced queuing and fast, touchless and secure service at all checkpoints for all passengers who opt in to Star Alliance Biometrics, powered by NEC iDelight.
We have been focused with NEC in our work to deliver the biometrics program. That is a very important milestone for our innovation portfolio. Particularly in our biometrics program, NEC has great history, experience, and credentials in this area. But what is important for us as we identify partners is that the partners understand our business, because that allows us to build long-term and enduring partnerships. And we believe together with NEC, we can deliver on a leading-edge innovation experience for our customers.
The main benefit will be speed and convenience for the passenger, and we're bringing back the confidence and security and the safety to our passengers. Yes, traveling is safe, and NEC is providing a great job and saying, hey, you do the biometrics, you don't need to touch, leave your mask on, we get you through the airport.
In the longer term, we look forward to enhance this solution. This may be duty-free purchases, car rentals, boarding of trains, wayfinding in airports, or hotel check-ins.
I think biometric boarding is the way for the future, just to do a passenger identification at the airport. It's kind of a win-win situation. The passenger gets a more convenient way of boarding, and we get a more seamless and even touchless way of boarding.
We want NEC to be our partner as we build out our short to medium-term vision to integrate more of our members and to integrate more airports into the biometrics product. And in NEC, we believe we have a good partnership to drive and deliver on this vision.
Travelers who choose to participate enroll once and use their unique digital ID everywhere, walking through checkpoints with a simple smile, security check, boarding, and soon baggage drop-off and business lounges. This technology is in use at several airports now, with Star Alliance Biometrics powered by NEC iDelight.
Orchestrating a brighter world, NEC.
So in a case study about India, the killer app was about bringing social benefits to the masses. In the case of Star Alliance, as you can see, even for a country like Germany, Europe, whereby privacy is very important, they adopted biometrics. in that case study from the CEO of Star Alliance, he mentioned about the future, right? Why they want to use the digital ID for other things. Many of you are wearing your mask. Now, facial recognition also work with your mask on. Now, this is very important. Before the pandemic, in most countries, including Europe, they will always say, do not put your mask on when you go to a bank or ATM machine, right? Because I need to recognize you face to face, or even use a facial recognition to capture you. And you cannot wear a veil, right? But what happened? After the pandemic, especially with advanced facial recognition engine like the one from NEC, we're able to do so now. How come we can recognize your face with your mask on? Remember, I began the session by saying AI with deep learning. Because during the pandemic, everybody wear a mask. And all of a sudden, we have a lot of data coming in. And that teach the AI engine of how to recognize us with the mask on. So there is the power of AI right now with deep learning. Now I'm going to end my session and allow some time for any questions that you may have either here or at the booth by showing what me and my colleagues are doing in Japan as we prepare for you to visit Japan. For the next few weeks or months, if you travel to Japan, as some of my colleagues are flying to Japan for their holidays right now, for the last 2.5 years during the pandemic, NEC has been busy working on many pilots and POC to bring the future to now. That means the future that the Star Alliance was seeing about the future, we are doing it now in Japan. And we hope soon some of that will happen in Laos. So watch this fun video for how you're going to plan your holiday, not just to Japan, I hope, but also to Singapore, help all our economies, including yours, with this holiday travel video. You can see and test many of these solutions right there at the corner here. at the NEC booth and experience it for yourself and see how it works. So I'm so excited that Laos is embarking on your fourth industry revolution, empowering digital government to support digital societies and your digital economy. And we are here to support your work. With that, thank you very much. Thank you.